I hope you're somewhere private because what I'm about to show you is kind of personal, but it could also transform your sex life. You see, if you ever have trouble performing in the bedroom, if your sex drive is draining away, and if you noticed your once muscular pecs turning into man boobs, what I'm about to tell you will shock you. It could also help you get back the sexual performance, all-day energy, and lean, muscular body you enjoyed in your 20s and 30s. So keep watching this urgent message because new scientific research shows how certain health foods could be destroying your manhood. These health foods are a major culprit fueling a quiet epidemic among American men. And this epidemic is so quiet because most men just don't want to talk about it. After all, the symptoms can be embarrassing, especially in the bedroom. Even worse, the fallout from this epidemic can include serious memory loss, easily fractured bones, and an increased risk of a deadly heart attack. The epidemic I'm talking about is low testosterone, or low T. And chances are you've probably heard about low T. You may have also heard how it can give you bone-deep fatigue, stubborn belly fat, and trouble getting or keeping an erection. And now science has discovered a bizarre culprit behind low T, certain health foods. So these health foods could be hormonally castrating you. Let me explain. In a new clinical study, scientists took testosterone measurements of 206 middle-aged men. Then they put the men on a high-fat diet and took their T level measurements again. Last, they put the men on a low-fat diet and measured their T levels a final time. And what the scientists saw made their jaws drop because when the men went on a low-fat diet, their testosterone levels plummeted 15%. That's huge. Think about it. American men are already losing 1% of their testosterone every year after the age of 30. So if you're 52, you've already lost nearly a quarter of this essential male hormone. But this research shows that eating things like a healthy egg white omelet, a skinless chicken breast, or low-fat yogurt could bring your already low testosterone levels down by a whopping 40%. And it gets even worse because the scientists also looked at the T levels of men on a vegetarian, low-fat diet and saw that their T levels crashed a staggering 26%. That's an additional quarter of their T levels gone like that. And that's on top of the testosterone they've already lost, meaning a 52-year-old would have less than half of the testosterone he had when he was young, and all from eating what's considered one of the most popular healthy diets today, low-fat vegetarian. So eating a thick, juicy steak or a big bowl of chili for dinner could make you more of a man. But if you think these health foods are all that's crushing your T levels, think again, because that's just one of the modern culprits destroying your strength, energy, and confidence in the bedroom. As you may know, today's world is flooded with hormone-disrupting pesticides, food ingredients, medications, and chemicals. It would be impossible to avoid them all unless you lived in a bubble. They're in the air you breathe, the bottled water you drink, and even the organic food you eat. Yes, even organic foods. And that's because organic farmers can't control the fact that chemicals sprayed miles away from their farms can fly through the air and land on their crops and animals. They also can't control the fact that some chemicals remain in the soil for over 100 years. So that's how these testosterone-killing chemicals end up in organic produce, eggs and dairy and meat, and they end up in your body as well. A recent study showed that 90% of Americans have these hormone-disrupting chemicals lurking in their bodies. 90%. So what are you supposed to do if you want a healthy, active sex life?